Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Post Podcast. With me, as always, is my co-host, Chris Ronan. How we doing tonight, buddy?
What's happening, buddy? Playoffs are here.
Playoffs fucking right here, baby. We've been waiting for this all season, and here we are.
Kicking off today for you listeners because this is dropping on Monday the 17th. Today is Friday the 14th. Yeah.
Well, it's I don't know. I kind of want to start this off kind of just like casual, like we did last episode. So how's your week been?
Not bad.
Do anything special at all?
Nope. I got my daughter's birthday this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. We're not doing it as big as last year. Turning 2, so just getting the immediates over, doing some cake, ice cream, pizza, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some beers.
Some beers, yeah, for sure.
Good man.
Always got to mix those in.
Good man. I was on 93 today. This is the highway for Boston for everyone who doesn't know. And I'm driving, and there's a white Ford F-150, and all over it is the sausage guy from like Fenway Park. And I'm just kind of like looking, and I'm like, I've never seen like his truck. Like, nor do I even know where the dude lives. And so I'm like, kind of like looking at him, and like I was like, oh, he's got like 104.1 or something, like just fucking jamming out, like his head's like banging. I'm like, this guy must be like a cool ass dude.
How do you know it's not just like a guy that works for the guy? Could be an employee truck, employee van, you know.
Do you think there's more people that do the one?
There's more than one of them, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the sausage guy, he's all over Boston, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was just at Fenway Park.
No, he pays mad rent though. Did you know that? You have to pay money to be on the street outside of Fenway Park.
Well, I thought too that dude must make a fucking killing to begin with because holy shit. Because I'm in traffic anyway, so like my mind's able to kind of wander since I'm going fucking 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at him like he must be because of Sox game tonight. So
it's fucking terrible this season too, dude. It's so bad.
So
it's so fucking bad, dude. It fucking pains me.
So I'm just like watching him like, oh, he's going to the game, and then I'm like sitting there just like. He's been doing it for years. Like if you could think of a local legend, you would think like the sausage guy.
Yeah, he's up there on the list for you.
He is. I think the sausage guy for Boston is like a local legend here. And I don't think you would say that unless you've ever been to a Sox game. And then I was thinking right across the street is House of Blues. And there's also like a few bars there too. And guess what happens when you go to a Sox game, House of Blues and everything? You're shit-faced. And guess what happens when you leave Fenway? Because there's nothing really around Fenway at all.
$12 sausage, let's go.
But fuck yeah, there's a sausage guy right there like, hey, get your sausages here. You're like, you know what? This guy's got my money. This dude must make a fucking killing. But that actually brought that up too. We're just like, I wonder how much it is for him to even be there. It must be a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
Since he's been doing it for years, I guarantee you, like he's figured something out to like stay there. But
so this whole tangent was just because you were driving in traffic next to the sausage guy truck?
Yeah, my mind kind of wandered because I was sitting there staring at it, and I was like, I tried to put myself in his shoes. I was like, this guy's been at it for fucking years. Like you would think like this would be a side job or a side gig, but I'm like, no, this is like 2 p.m. Like he's gonna be there all night. This is
the world through Matt Small's eye.
Yeah, like my mind will wander. Like if I can, I'll really try to like figure shit out. And I was like.
And then Matt rear-ended a family of 6.
Just fucking destroyed him with my Tundra. And actually, one more thing before I want to, before we get into everything too. So I told you, I don't think I told everyone on the podcast at all, but I showed you Schlatt on YouTube/Twitch. I don't know if we talked about this at all last week, but I've been just down a rabbit hole with him because it's he's from the Northeast. He's a New Yorker, so. For some reason, like, watching it, it's just like, oh, he's not some dickhead from L.A. Like, just, like, he's one of us, kind of. So, like, I'm able to, like, I don't know, but he's got my sense of humor, too. So I fucking love it. He's been, like, my go-to to just, like, kind of reset and just, like, get a good laugh in. So I found a good video from him from, like, 4 months ago. He was, like, interviewing, like, he was with, like, a bunch of other people. And he brought up this question that I was like, I'm going to write this down and ask you this question because...
Oh, God. Is this going to get us canceled?
No, not at all. But it got me thinking. I was like, you know what? This is a kind of crazy question to ask. So he goes in this video, he goes, would you rather have to fight a gorilla once a week? You never know when it's coming. You never die, but you have to fight it. Or would you rather have everything you think happen? To add to
that's
the
easy. Wouldn't you think you'd want everything you think to
to
happen?
add to it, you can't kill the gorilla, and the gorilla can't kill you. So you could just be fucked up out of your goddamn
Yeah,
mind.
I mean, I think I'd want everything I think to happen. I would just think happy thoughts.
Think you control your mind like that?
I think so. I think I would learn to after like getting
Can you sit
fucked
there
up a couple
Can you
times.
sit there in 93 traffic and just be like, happy thoughts, buddy?
Well, yeah, I could think that all this traffic would just subside and part the Red Seas like Moses, and I just wouldn't have to deal with the traffic.
Oh man, I
Right?
appreciate your mindset because
I saw a Reddit post that was like, "What's the hardest would you rather question you've ever heard?" And I think it was, "Would you rather have fingers as long as your legs or legs as long as your fingers?" And I was like, "That's
Oh,
kind of a
that's
really
kinda
hard one.
weird,
That'd
yeah.
be really long and hard to use fingers, but you'd also have useless fucking legs."
Legs, yeah. Would you just walk on your hands at that point?
Well, they're just as long. So I mean, your legs are still the same size. It's
Yeah.
one or the other, right? So like, you got like Edward Scissorhands type shit going on, or you got like, you're walking like I don't know,
The
with
Rick
your
and
ass
Morty
dragging.
baby feet.
Yeah,
baby
your ass
legs.
is dragging behind you. I don't know. I really didn't have an answer for that one, but I was like, that's a fucking weird way of
makes
weird
you
one to come up with.
Makes you fucking think.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one made me real think. I'm like, nah, I'd rather fight a gorilla. Someone in the comment section had a fucking great thing to this because it only happens once a week. So there's like nothing that says at all that the gorilla can't come at like 11:30 p.m. on a Sunday night
When you
and then
sound
you fight
asleep.
it. Yep, and then 12:15 midnight, which actually starts the next week. The gorilla comes back, and you're already fucked up. I'm like, I don't know.
Or it could like show up while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
fucking get in
You
your
have
house and beat the shit out of you.
You have to be fucking ready. No, and he talked about like having like a gun on you, but I'm just like, if you can't kill the gorilla, just like what
Ooh,
the
how
hell
about
is
a
a gun?
tranquilizer gun?
Tranquilizer. But
You didn't kill it. Now you're fucking good to go.
yeah, you're right. But so if you're gonna hold a tranquilizer gun with you at all times, like you feel like people are just gonna look at you like the fuck is wrong with this?
They don't know what I'm dealing with right now. They don't know what I'm going through.
Now say that. What would happen if you did your Vegas trip and you just like you have a tranquilizer gun?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're just like, hey, you can't come in here with this. I'm like, listen, buddy, I got a gorilla after me. This
You
is
don't
why
want
I
that
have it.
gorilla in here.
But that was my question. I had a good
Wonderful.
laugh with him. So I was definitely gonna fight a gorilla. I was like, there's no way. Like after sitting in traffic, after my whole thought process of the sausage guy kind of went away, and sitting in traffic, a should be 10-minute ride from the gym back to my house turned into like a 35-minute drive. I was just like, the thoughts I was having, it was just like, you know what? I gotta fight a gorilla, or the things will end very bad for me.
There we go.
There we go. But let's start off with a bunch of like hockey news. We got some signings and stuff, and we finally have like the legit placements for everyone facing each other off in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll get to that a little later on in the episode. But want to start us off?
Yes, sir. We do have a few signings to cover real quick. The Minnesota Wild made 2 signs this week. They signed defenseman Brock Faber to a 3-year, $3.025 million contract, $925,000 AAV. Faber actually played in the Frozen Four finals last weekend for the University of Minnesota Gophers.
Nice.
We're going to wrap that one up later on in the episode as well. I hope you listeners did get a chance to watch that. The game was incredible. Just awesome competition in general.
Yeah, you were all over me.
That was good.
Mm.
The Minnesota Wild also signed forward Freddie Gaudreau to a 5-year extension worth $10.5 million, $2.1 million AAV. What a
Nice.
steal.
Good
What a
man.
value in that guy,
Oh
you know?
fuck yeah, $2 million a season for this dude. Yep, hell of a deal here.
New Jersey Devils have signed defenseman Luke Hughes to a 3-year, $5.5 million contract, $1.85 million AAV. We're going to get to him later on as well. And then Maple Leafs signed forward Matthew Nyes to a 3-year contract worth $2.775 million, a $925,000 AAV. I don't know if you want to mix it in now, but we do have our post-to-post picks if you want to wrap those up for the season.
Yeah, it's not that now.
All right, so Matt didn't do so hot here. I'm not gonna lie to you. You
No.
got 3 for 12.
I know.
I got I think 7 for 12,
Damn,
8 for 12.
you did that well.
Yeah, 8 for 12, and you're still waiting on one more answer because one of them is who will win the Stanley Cup. Matt's picked Carolina, and I picked the New York Rangers. This is from the very beginning of the season, basically. So let's just jump into the list here. We said who's going to have a better season, Thatcher Demko or Connor Hellebuck. We all know how Thatcher Demko's season went on that dumpster fire of a team. We both picked Hellebuck, and Hellebuck did have a better season.
Yep.
The next question was, which team is going to finish dead last? We were both wrong here. Matt had Chicago, and I had Arizona. We weren't off by too much, though. The Anaheim Ducks took that one home. Who will win the Rocket Richard Trophy now that all 82 games have been played? We do have an answer for us. It's going to be Connor McDavid, as Matt said. I threw out the shot in the dark, Jonathan Huberdeau. That didn't turn out too well, huh?
You tanked on that.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
Over or under for Phil Kessel for 22 goals. We both said over. He was under. The Philadelphia Flyers, will they have over or under 65 points? Matt said under. I said over. There were 75 points for them this season. Will Keith Kincaid play an NHL game this season? We kind of felt like he wouldn't because they had Swayman and Ullmark. But due to injury, I think he did get a game with the Bruins, and then he went to a new team as well.
I can't remember how that question came up.
Right. Matt said no, and I said yes. Will Brandon Duhaime have more or less penalty minutes than last season? 122. Matt said more, and I said less. He had 42 PIMs this season. That is not a lot. I believe he only played 51 games, but still not a lot.
No.
For the New Jersey Devils, who will play more games, Mackenzie Blackwood or Vitek Vanacek? Matt picked Blackwood. It was Vanacek that ended up with more games. Claude Giroux, will he be better or worse than last season at 65 points? We both said better. That was correct. The Coyotes were 3-0 to start a 14-game road trip this season. What will their final record be at the end of the run? Matt said 9-5. I said 8-6. They were 4-10. So they started a 14-game road trip, 3-0, and they lost 10 games and they won 1.
Wow.
Nuts.
Wow.
Will Patrick Kane score 26 goals, matching last season's number? This one I thought was going to get hit once he went over to the Rangers.
Nope.
Matt said yes, and I said no. He hit 21 goals.
Yeah,
so tough to see there.
Yep.
But that was all the post-to-post picks that we ended up doing for this season. We do have our 2022-2023 picks for who's going to be in or out of the playoffs. We'll get to that later on. Right now, we're basically going to jump into some NHL news.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, we're going to circle back and go over the NHL playoff matchups.
Nice. So you want me to get right into it here?
Let's hit it.
So the New York Islanders, Bo Horvat, when asked about playing in front of the crowd, getting ready for playoffs at UBS Arena, said, well, it's a lot of times is what you say. It's a lot better than Vancouver, I'll tell you that for free. It's
Dude, I felt so bad for him because I think that he just wasn't prepared for the question and just kind of it just let his mouth go, and then he the second it came out, you could see it in his face. He's like, "Oh fuck,
shit.
That's gonna come back to bite me in the ass." You better.
It's like as soon as he said it too, he was like, "I gotta go."
Yeah, he's gonna have a target on his back next season when those two teams match up.
Yep, but I mean, is he fucking wrong?
He's not, but those fans are rabid, dude. He's not gonna want to go to that game. He's gonna be calling in sick, not showing up to work that day.
He's gonna get a bunch of fucking Vancouver Canucks jerseys just on the phone.
Yeah, right.
But kind of goes to show you that I don't know. I guess in his sense, running the mouth is more like a truthful talk. Yeah.
That's crazy though, dude. Like he was such a face for that organization, and now he's out and he says it's better than playing in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, what a what way to twist the knife for all you Vancouver fans that were Bo Horvat guys. I mean, I was a big Bo Horvat guy when he was there too, but just that sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that does suck. Especially a diehard Vancouver Canuck being like, oh. But then you got to think about the Canucks fans that were just making it miserable for the Canucks players. You're just okay, I could see it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You were right. Going back and watching it, as soon as he said it, he's like,
this poor bastard. Fuck.
Oh boy. All right.
Shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
I should not have said that. But I don't know. That will lead to the next game between the Islanders, Bo Horvat and the Vancouver Canucks will definitely be highlighted on the calendar there. So
yeah, for sure.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Vancouver faithful's not gonna be fucking happy about that one.
I'll tell you that for free.
All right, let's move on to the Buffalo Sabres. Keeping in New York. Devon Levy literally drew on his mask a Star Wars-themed Sabres logo as well as lightsabers on the side, which was fucking sick. He didn't have they had the third jersey night with Craig Anderson, And he didn't have a special mask or anything, and literally just like grabbed a Sharpie and like drew on it. And I'm like, dude, this dude can fucking do it all. Like,
it wasn't exactly good, I'll say,
but
it came out better than I would have done.
Way better than I would have done. So.
But it still kind of looked like a little cartoony, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool that he went with like full in on the Star Wars thing with the pregame ritual that we talked about last week, the intermission, and now he's got the fucking lightsabers on the helmet, like pretty cool.
Look at swag. That same game was Craig Anderson's final game before officially retiring after 20 years. Drafted in 2001 by Chicago, he played for the Blackhawks, Avalanche, Panthers, Senators, Capitals, and lastly Sabres. He played 709 games with 318 wins, a career .912 save percentage, and a 2.86 GAA. He became the second NHL goalie since 1955-1956 when shots on goal were officially tracked, with a 40-save shutout at the age of 41 or older, following Johnny Bauer, who did so twice on November 1st, 1967 and January 13th, 1966. Craig Anderson, one hell of a just career for a goalie to last as long as he did, man. It's just fucking awesome to see. But Craig Anderson too was kind of a wild curveball. Like, was it last year? It was around COVID where Craig Anderson was picked up by the Washington Capitals, and we were both like, he's fucking done here. And then all of a sudden, like this season, Buffalo Sabres picked him up. Like, what are they doing picking up this old goalie? But
it was him and Eric Comrie as the tandem for a bit, right? And they were killing it at the beginning of the season.
It was unbelievable, like what he was able to do with the Buffalo Sabres organization. Like he did, exactly. Him and Eric Comrie were just fucking just so good. So that literally just blew my mind because, especially again going back to the whole COVID situation with Washington Capitals, like this is it. Like this is done. I think at the same point we're just like they lost Henrik Lundqvist and now they're gonna lose Craig Anderson. Like what the hell are you gonna do with the goalie tandem? So. Great career for Craig Anderson there. It was cool to see his two sons. They did the starting lineup, I think, in the locker room for everyone. So his whole family was there, and just a great send off to just an absolute legend like him. Just kind of unfortunate that I don't know. You look at like his stats and accomplishments. There's no cup. There's no. I think he's won the Bill Masterson Trophy once, if I'm not wrong. But other than that, like to play professional sports, fucking anything at the age of 41 is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I remember when he was on the Senators for a bit there, his wife had cancer, and she was battling through it, and he was missing games a little bit here and there, and he got back into it, and she came to one of his games, and like just he got super emotional. It was really cool to see.
Right.
That's one memory that sticks to me for him. So, sending him off into the sunset. Great career. It's crazy, like you said, to see him playing that old too.
Yeah.
Circling back to Devin Levy though, it's kind of nuts to see him jump right into the NHL too.
Yeah.
4-2 in his record. His stats for like save percentage and goals against aren't too great, but. Just to see him be able to come to the NHL, level and take that jump right away and get 4 wins in the short amount of time, pretty cool to see.
It's nuts, yeah. I was just about to say too with Devin Levy here, it's just like it's like the old school retiring and the new school coming in.
Yeah.
Just like right there.
I mean, hopefully we talked about earlier this season about how they really haven't had a franchise goalie since Ryan Miller, and I'm hoping that Devon Levy can kind of be that guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young goalies that are on the rise too. Alex Lyon down in Florida. We're going to get to Dustin Wolf for Calgary in a few minutes. So it's cool to see, usually there's like one storyline of like a Spencer Knight from a couple seasons ago when he was coming into the league of like, this guy is the next guy. Carter Hart a few years before that. This season, it seems like there's a few really fucking good goalies that are coming right into the NHL that'll hopefully turn some franchises around and be the backbone for years to come.
Right. Speaking of Carter Hart, and the situations with like the goalies, I think what could kill a goalie is just like Carter Hart is just like not have that backup for him, not have the the team in front of him, and just like assume like this dude just out of college, out of like the 1 year that he might have had in like the AHL, just like to be like this top guy. They did that with Carey Price. He had a rough Carey Price had a very fucking rough few seasons when he first came into the league. Like, I remember when he got drafted, people were just like, why the fuck you drafting a goalie like Carey Price? Like, he was, like, already getting shitted on in, like, Montreal until, like, he was able to prove himself. But it took a while. Saw the same shit with Carter Hart, where just like, dude, you're going to be, like, the brick wall here. You're going to be our savior. And the team as a whole just did not do well, which forced Carter Hart to not do well, like, either. And then he talked about Spencer Knight, where Spencer Knight, the same situation, coming from BC straight to the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers is just a great team, but I think like we're talking about the whole mindset. We're just like, you're our like top guy. I think that might have gotten to him a little too bit.
The thing with Spencer Knight is that he doesn't have that though, because he's behind Bobrovsky, who's getting paid $10 million.
Yeah.
You can't be looking at a Spencer Knight and telling him, "Hey, you're making $750K. We want you to be our top guy."
Yeah.
Well, this guy's making 10 sheets to ride the fucking pine.
Yeah.
It's just been weird, like goaltending there in general, and like a team structure, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. They're one of those teams that, like, again, this year it looks like, you know, we know now that they're in the playoffs, but just
barely
weird, just weird all around. They're hot and cold, I feel like.
right. So I guess we'll see how they do in the playoffs. But yeah, just as a goalie situation, like you kind of hope that we're gonna be talking about Dustin Wolf soon too. But
yeah,
you just hope that Dustin Wolf and this Devin Levi situation doesn't end up the same as everything, you know. But let's jump right into Dustin Wolf here. Dustin Wolf. I mean, I've been riding his pine since he played for the U20. He won gold. We talked about him. One of our first original podcast with him in net for Team Canada. So Calgary Flames, Dustin Wolf, drafted round 7, 214th overall in 2019. Got his first and well-deserved NHL start and NHL win this week. Dustin Wolf has been an absolute star in the AHL, posting a .932 save percentage, a 2.08 GAA, with a 41-9-2 record and a whopping 7 shutouts. Wolf won the Best Goaltender of the AHL award last season and is on pace to win it again this season after leading all goalies in the AHL with save percentage, GAA, shutouts, minutes played, wins, and even shots against. This dude has just like really, really, really proved himself. And it's kind of crazy to see that this dude went 7th round, 214th overall for how good this dude is. But be on the lookout for Dustin Wolf. I think this is the type of stuff, especially being drafted in 2019, this is the type of stuff that I love to see from teams where they give a guy like Dustin Wolf time to mature down in the barn, which is I feel like they should do with that. They should do that with like players and goalies, and I think he's finally kind of at that point now where he can come up and really try to prove to the organization that he can be in the NHL, you know, instead of just throwing him in there like Devin Levi and stuff, or Levi.
Yeah, he did have a tough season in Calgary. Obviously, Darryl Sutter seems like he's going to be finding his way out of the building. I mean, just like an off year for these guys. I think it's going to take a new coach, a new face in the locker room to get things going again. But like in the net, you have Markstrom and Vladar. So it's like at a certain point, you really can't bring this kid up yet, but like you kind of need to. So
right.
I don't know if they're going to ship a guy and make some moves again. They just brought in Vladar, so I don't see them moving on from Markstrom, but
no.
Maybe they sell him Vladar.
That's what puts Wolf in like a weird situation,
right?
You know?
Maybe they just leave him for a bit.
Let him kind of. I mean, Bruins did that with Tuukka Rask for years. Like, I love seeing them bring Tuukka Rask back. I mean, when the Bruins were fucking trash. I mean, like 2006, not 2005, but like 2006, 2007, Bruins were terrible. And ever so it'd be like Philip Suave with Tim Thomas, or like Philip Suave and I can't remember who the other goalie was, but Hannu Toivonen, and they were just a shit show. And then they'd bring up Tuukka Rask from like the Providence Bruins. It's like, why isn't he fucking all the way out like here? And then I think 2008 or 9, they finally brought him up as the backup for Tim Thomas, right? And he was able to finally prove himself. But it's like a team does very well in that situation where they let time figure shit out and let goalies especially mature down in the barn, because there's like steps between like OH, like the juniors, OHL is the juniors, AHL, you know, the ECHL, and then the gap between like AHL and NHL is like 5 steps. Like it's a big jump. Like it's kind of crazy to see Dustin Wolf play as good as he did, because we've seen players in like multiple goalies who are just like fucking great, posting amazing numbers in the AHL, play one game in the NHL, and you just get fucking smoked, you know? So hopefully they do the same thing here with Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, he only got his one game up. He only had one goal against, .958 save percentage. So hopefully we do get to see a little bit more of him next season, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. One little side note on Calgary, too.
Yeah.
Jonathan Huberdeau set the NHL record for the largest point drop-off between two seasons, putting up 115 points last year and 55 points this year. So that's 60 points difference. Yeah.
Damn.
That's how I lost, and that's how my futures bet is now dead on the Calgary Flames. But we do have 3 more still active, so we're really hoping. The good thing is none of my bets are playing each other this round.
That's good.
So as things move along, this could start to shape up pretty nicely.
Let's see. Let's move on here to New Jersey, though. Luke Hughes debuted in his first debut and first NHL goal came this week as he scored the overtime winner against the Capitals to complete the comeback. Big Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, that's going to be a fucking nice little tandem to see.
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to see now is them trade for Quinn Hughes. That'd be kind of sick, right?
The Hughes line. That'd be fucking sick. Well, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver Canucks right now, right?
Yeah, and he's a defenseman just like Luke, so those two would be back and Jack would be up. Yeah.
Hey. Got me thinking. The Hughes brothers. But this would be cool to see. It's definitely around this time of year, too, and everything's kind of like coming to an end where you see this type of stuff too. So it's cool to see both Luke and Jack Hughes up there too. So.
Know what else is pretty cool? To see how many brothers there are in the league now. Like Casey Middlestat's brother played in the Frozen Four this week, and he seems like he's going to be an NHLer too. Mm-hmm. I mean, the 3 Hugheses, you got the Stalls. They're kind of like from the past age. But Stone, I think Mark Stone and his brother Mike are on 2 different teams. There's just a bunch of them. The Subans, like a ton of like brothers and family members in the league. Yeah.
It's like you need to know someone to get into the NHL.
I think it's almost like if one family member can do it, the other one can because they're in the same routine and regimen, so they're facing the same skill level. So kind of like, success breeds success a little bit.
Yeah. I guess it depends on time and place. Like the Stahl brothers, Eric was like the face of it. Jordan Stahl, and who is the Eric, Jordan, and who's the other?
Mark
Stahl.
Right?
Yep, Mark Stahl. And kind of went in order too. I think it was definitely Eric was like first, and it went down the line. But I don't know. It's weird to think about because fuck. I know what I'm doing after we record. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna be up till fucking 3 a.m. just like, how many fucking siblings have been playing in the NHL? The Hayes brothers.
Yep, the Hayes were in there. Yep.
Fuck. See, I told you what I do in traffic, and this is exactly where my mind's gonna go. But let's move on here to Pittsburgh here. Sidney Crosby joined a list of greats this week, making NHL history as the 6th fastest player to record 1,500 points. He accomplished it in 1,188 games, right above Steve Yzerman and below Phil Esposito. Gretzky stands in first with reaching that mark in just 620 games. So
half the time almost. That's nuts.
God. I just anytime I see these NHL histories, I'm like, all right, where's Gretzky in this? What did he do?
Oh, what do you know? Top of the list.
Oh, look at that.
Number 1.
No one's going to fucking top
Guy's
that
insane.
at all.
He was so sick.
It's just unbelievable.
Ahead of his time.
But let's move on to, we're going to stay on Pittsburgh here. So the Penguins have fired their president of hockey operations, Brian Burke, their GM, Ron Hextall, and their assistant GM, Chris Pryor, after missing playoffs this season. The Penguins had their 16-season playoff streak snapped after not qualifying for the postseason this year. The Capitals and Predators would have been tied for the top spot with 8 straight playoff appearances, but neither of the teams qualified this season as well. This means that the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs are now tied for the record with 7 straight playoff appearances. That's pretty fucking cool.
What a drop-off, too, from 16 down to 8 down to 7. You know what I mean?
Right, yep. It's bound to fucking happen, Penguins.
That's a streak though. 16 straight years. I think Detroit had a super long one before the year that they changed the divisions and moved them over to a different division, I think that was the year that they first missed the playoffs, and I want to say they had something close to like 30.
Damn, really?
I'll look it up right now because it's probably nowhere near accurate, but they had a long history of making the playoffs every year.
Holy shit. Not like the Bens might go far throughout, but it was very just common to see like the Penguins in it. I think it was common just in general to see organizations or just teams in the NHL. Like you just wouldn't second guess it. You're like, yeah, we'll fucking see them first round. Whether they exit the first round or second round, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry, it was 25 seasons from 90 until 2016. Yeah.
Wow.
And they are fourth all time for consecutive playoff appearances. Yeah.
I mean, they were a dynasty and a half, like the Detroit Red Wings. They were just
it just shows how they maintained their like growth and development as an organization too. They didn't just make the playoffs with this group of guys and then that group fades out and that's it. Like 25 straight years means that they have basically, I would call it 3 in quotes generations of, NHLers at that rate. You know?
Right. It's crazy to think too, like they've fallen, but like they've caught themselves too. Like they're not bottom tier like teams. Like
they're kind of close, but I think the future is bright there.
Yeah, 100%.
Is what I'll say.
Moritz Seider,
Lucas Raymond.
I just thought of Tyler Bertuzzi. Oh, Todd Bertuzzi. I keep fucking those up.
Well, Tyler Bertuzzi was there, and he came to the Bruins at the trade deadline.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And Todd Bertuzzi did play for him
back in the day, right?
In the day,
yep,
yeah.
Yep.
I keep fucking that up. But yeah, just fucking
Dylan Larkin, captain with his extension.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good in 4 or 5 years. I feel like
they'll figure it out.
I feel like every team is going to be pretty good in 4 or 5 years, and that's obviously not going to be the case. You know what I mean? That's just not how the league works. But like looking at the talent and the young players that each of these teams have, like every team has a guy that can push their team to the next level, almost, And I feel like in the past, a lot of teams hadn't looked like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's how I feel. At least.
A team could do well. Like, I mean, drafting really helps, but a team can do real well if you know how to trade.
Yeah.
You know what you have in the barn, and you can move shit around in the barn. Like you see a lot of trades are just like, oh, like Detroit's barn team, the Griffins traded to some other team for like a prospect or whatever, and you don't think anything about it. But if a team knows like their shit, like that prospect that they traded for could become like the new guy.
Yeah, it's all about having a good scouting roster.
Yeah.
As long as you have a good staff underneath you that knows how to scout well.
Right.
That's what it's all about. We do have a lot of coaching changes here too. Not really any news on like who's coming in for them. But as we mentioned, obviously the Penguins just gassed all their guys. The coach is still there. But the Washington Capitals have agreed to mutually part ways with head coach Peter Laviolette. Personally, I think he's going to be one of the old school coaches that we'll see fade out of the league. I don't think he'll get another job.
Yeah.
That's all I really have there. I just wanted to chime in with that. The St. Louis Blues have fired their assistant coaches Craig McTavish and Mike Van Ryn. I don't really know too much about that, but St. Louis didn't look too good this season. The Anaheim Ducks also fired their head coach Dallas Eakins and have yet to name his replacement. I thought that one was kind of surprising. I kind of thought he would have stuck around for a little bit longer, help out with the rebuild, turn the team around.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Just with
Mike Greer there. Oh, no, Mike Greer, San Jose.
Mike Greer, San Jose. Yep. I don't know. I'm still waiting for a John Tortorella fire. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's not right now, but I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think they've pretty much iced him out a little bit. They're not really listening to what he's saying on the bench, so I think that will come on this offseason.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm not. I know you said you're surprised about the Dallas Eakins situation for Anaheim Ducks, but we both know how this goes. Where like a team's not doing well, and the head coach seems to be the scapegoat.
It's the first one to get the guillotine,
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. I
could see him landing on his feet somewhere though.
I could see Peter Laviolette landing somewhere too. I know. Can you? You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think he's gonna fade out. I think he's had his time, and I think a lot of guys now on the NHL rosters, like, not the rosters, on the NHL back office, I feel like they either know who their guy is, know what they're looking for in a guy, or like have someone ready in, an assistant coach somewhere, in the minor league kind of guy they want to bring up. Like, I feel like each GM has a guy that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I don't think Peter Laviolette is on anyone's list like that anymore.
Yeah, you got a point.
I could be wrong, though. I mean, he could be coming back. I mean, he's had success. He's a proven commodity, but it's just I think that the tides are changing a little bit in the league, and I think a lot of teams want a new face that's going to, reach their younger prospects quicker.
Right.
And I don't think Peter Laviolette's one of those guys personally.
Yep. I like where your mind went with it right there.
I almost put him in. He doesn't have that same representation, but like the Mike Babcock, the John Tortorellas, those kind of guys,
Okay, yeah, you just changed my mind right there.
The Anaheim Ducks, one little touch-up, too. Cam Fowler set an all-time NHL regular season record for time on ice at 38 minutes and 55 seconds.
It's like a goalie.
Guy's a fucking iron lung, dude.
Holy shit.
That's nuts. Almost a whole game. Almost 2 whole periods.
Almost 2 whole periods of, like, professional hockey, like, NHL action. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I wish, like, someone, like, recorded, like, top speed or just, like, everything he's done. Or, it'd be even crazier, too. It's just, like, what are those watches for, like, fitness watches?
Yeah, yep.
I just kind of want to see how many miles he's skated.
They have that with the jersey tracker. You can see
do?
the miles skated, yeah, for sure.
Well, maybe we could look that up. But, yeah, let's move on to the New York Rangers here. So, this is actually kind of cool news that just came up today, or at least that I saw that today. So the New York Rangers, Jacob Trouba surprised a fan of his with a law school scholarship after presenting him with a signed jersey. Isaiah Marquis Green is a survivor of the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting. Isaiah told Trouba he wanted to be a lawyer, and then Trouba surprised him with a Garden of Dreams Inspire scholarship to help him graduate law school debt-free. Trouba also gave him his personal phone number to make sure they could stay in touch, which I thought was really fucking cool. So, good guy, Jacob Trouba there. And it was actually pretty cool. There's a little video. I don't think definitely not going to get the audio for it, but it was a cool video of him on the ice. Just giving him like the signed New York Rangers jersey, and then I think he's got him on the bench and be like his for you to get through school debt free, and just work. Don't worry about the money.
That's so cool for him to do that.
Yep.
He also, when he gave him his number, said he's going to keep in touch with him, check in with him when he starts school next year, and he wants to go to his graduation. He wants to see him complete the,
it's fucking awesome.
4 years.
Good guy, Trouba.
Allegedly, a lot of people around the league don't really like that guy right now, but I think he's a good guy for this.
He's a good guy. He's trying to make himself look good right now.
Yeah. A little good luck going to the playoffs too. A little positive karma, right?
Yep.
The Chicago Blackhawks have announced that Jonathan Toews will not be returning to the team next season and will be a free agent this summer. The team did this right and made sure that fans were able to give him a proper send-off in the final game of the season. I thought that was really cool of them to make the announcement, make sure fans know hey, we're not going to be looking to re-sign him. We've talked to him, and he's going to be moving on to greener pastures. Hopefully he continues to play. I think he was having some issues during the season getting on the ice, things like that. So
he had what was that disease? It was like some immune disease, right? Where he was just all fucked up. So that he's also 34 years of age, which I was fucking blown away by.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if he's got the drive to come back. I hope he does. The league's better with him in it.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see where he goes and how much he gets. I could see him getting probably $5.5, $6 million on a team. What do you think?
Oh,
because you want to pay the guy because of his resume, but at the same time, he's aging, like we said, with missing time this season. I don't know what the price point would be for a guy like him.
I don't know. I can see $4 million, $5 million with this dude.
Right.
And that'd be for
second
one
or third
season,
line.
maybe.
Yeah, 1 or 2 year contract, probably one.
Kind of like the same thing. Kane came over, but I'm just saying, if they were to sign Kane, maybe just next year to see how everything's going.
Oh, Kane, I think is a different story. I think Kane might get 3 or 4 years, hopefully wherever he ends up signing. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so.
Even after his hip issue, because I know he's going to go out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think he'll get something done in the off season to see if he can tweak it up a little bit.
Maybe. Yep. But crazy to see those two, the faces, literally the faces of the Chicago Blackhawks organization, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, just gone between the middle of this season and now. So it's fucking crazy. And this literally is the symbol here for the Chicago Blackhawks. It says, we are in a rebuild phase. We're moving on. We got to figure guys out.
They said that from the beginning of the season.
Shit out, So I don't know. Let's see what the Chicago Blackhawks do.
Tough spot.
Tough.
Brighter news, at San Jose, Erik Karlsson became the first defenseman to reach 100 points since Brian Leetch in 1992.
Oof.
He's the sixth defenseman in NHL history to reach that mark, joining Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Al McInnes, Dennis Potvin, and of course Brian Leetch. Karlsson's also the oldest to have completed this feat by over 4 years at 32 years old.
Damn. Holy shit.
Almost 33 too. I think it was like 32 and 314 days, something like that. So
Talk about trade bait. Well, talk about
not with that contract.
Talking about San Jose Sharks getting their money's worth with this dude.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, fucking finally.
Contract's finally paying off.
So Erik Karlsson looking just gorgeous with the this season. He's just been fucking unreal.
Apparently, all he needed was Brent Burns out, and you know what? He's had a pretty quiet season in Carolina. I say that probably over speaking, but I do think that Carolina hasn't really had the spotlight on Brent Burns as much as I expected this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I barely even hear about Brent Burns.
I feel like you barely even hear about Carolina this season.
Yeah.
Like, how much did we even talk about them this season? I mean, Svechnikov?
None.
That's really it.
Didn't talk about them fuck all.
Yeah.
We didn't at all. They literally were just like, I'm just going to stay off social media, and we're just going to fucking blow by the league right now.
Yeah, and I think they're first in their division. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They ended up being first in their division by 1 point over the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's why I picked Carolina Hurricanes. Like they're just really fucking good. I think they're gonna be I think the spotlight's gonna come during the playoffs, where just like everyone who just like forgot about the Carolina Hurricanes is gonna see them in the playoffs. Like, where the fuck did these guys come from? Like, no, they were like this the entire fucking season. Don't worry about
it.
Rob Brindamore's fucking got it. Is that I love Brendan Moore. I absolutely fucking love him. I think he's just a great coach.
He's such like a player's coach, but also like a player. Like he's one of the boys. Like he's in the gym. He's the first guy in, last guy out kind of coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's nails, and we're gonna talk about him later on in this episode too.
He's that coach you respect, and like he's gone through what you've gone through, and so like whatever he says, especially as a player, especially as a veteran player, I think a lot of what Rob Brindamore says, especially like the effort he puts into everything, you sit there and respect it. You're just like, I'm going to listen to this guy.
He's one of the managers that will never ask you to do something that he can't or won't do himself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think I respect that a lot. It's cool.
And I think that's exactly why the Carolina Hurricanes have been so fucking good this season.
He's got to be one of the hardest working guys in the league, I'd say.
Oh, 100%.
A little update for you guys for next season. The LA Kings and Arizona Coyotes are going to play 2 preseason games in Melbourne, Australia on September 23rd and 24th.
Nice.
That'll be pretty cool to see. I do kind of wonder about what time these games are going to be at, because Melbourne, Australia is, I want to say, about 12 hours ahead or behind us, because they're on the other side of the world. So
I mean, they're near Japan, so that's 14 hours.
Right. So is that going to be like an 8 a.m. game and like a 8 p.m. our time kind of thing? You know what I mean? Because we're looking at like 12 hours apart, roughly, you know?
So if you think about it right now, it's 12:37 in the midnight right now. So it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Japan. So 2 o'clock, I'm assuming 2 o'clock in the afternoon in...
Well, they're not directly north of each other,
4?
though.
So like 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe?
I was thinking like 8 and 8. I do want to say that Melbourne's probably almost exactly 12 hours ahead of us. Because it's not... Like Japan
right
isn't
there,
directly north of it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a little further. But I'm just able to guesstimate from.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like 8 a.m. is really the only time to do it. You do 8 a.m. there or 8 p.m. here. Yeah. Maybe just say fuck it and make it like a regular scheduled time game over there for the Australian fans to get to enjoy. You know.
Yeah. And fuck all the states. You know.
Yeah. I wonder. Let me check real quick. I'm gonna see what day of the week the 23rd and 24th are, because that's a Saturday, Sunday. So you can make it kind of like the Premier League for soccer here. Mm-hmm. In the UK, they're, I think, kicking off at probably 2 o'clock. Yep. But in our time, that makes it like 8 a.m. So guys are fucking watching the soccer games here first thing in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Boozing, you know?
That's right.
So, I don't know. Maybe something like that over there.
Ooh. Yeah, I didn't fucking think about that. Yeah, maybe.
What do you think? Do we want to cover some other news? Do we want to get to the NHL playoffs? Do you want to go over our picks of who was going to qualify for the playoffs?
Ooh.
You drive the bus.
Let's do the playoffs, and then we'll get into the other news.
Okay.
The 2 news that we got afterwards, we'll just
all right, cool.
Fly through.
So let's start with our picks then. In the Pacific, we at the beginning of the season picked who we thought was going to make the playoffs and who was going to be out.
Yep.
Matt and I both went 2 for 4 in the Pacific. I had Edmonton in this order: Edmonton, Calgary, LA, and Vancouver. So that is tough. I have Edmonton and LA in. Matt had Edmonton, Calgary, Vegas, and San Jose. So he can't be poofing at me. That's about the same.
Ugh.
We both went 3 for 4 in the Central. Colorado, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Dallas for me. And you had Colorado, Winnipeg, Nashville, and Minnesota. Is Dallas in? Dallas is in, right?
Dallas is in.
Dallas is in. All right, good. I thought I fucked that up. Yeah, so St. Louis, very disappointing season there. And Nashville was right on the fringe as they usually are. All right.
Oof.
And then in the Atlantic, technically Matt went 3 for 3 because he picked 5 out of the Metro.
Yeah.
I went 4 for 4. Tampa, Florida, Toronto, and Boston. And Matt had Toronto, Tampa, and Boston in.
Toronto, baby.
That's right. And then in the Metro, I went 3 for 4. You went 3 for 5. The Rangers, Carolina, Islanders, and Pittsburgh. And then you had Carolina, Columbus, Pittsburgh, the Rangers, and the Islanders. So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams out of 16 in. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually really fucking good.
Shit.
I have 2, 5, and 4 is 9, and 3 is 12. 12 out of 16 in. That's pretty good.
That's good.
We did damn good.
We did fucking good.
Nice.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's kind of funny seeing the outliers that we put in, though, like San Jose, Vancouver, St. Louis, Columbus. Like,
it's like, why the fuck
yikes,
are they there?
dude.
Yikes.
Tough look. But
was
yeah.
this before we did the breakdown?
Yeah, this was like dead. Well, I think it was as we were doing the breakdowns because that's how we seeded them.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's dead beginning of the season. So we were looking at Johnny Gaudreau going over to Columbus is one reason I think that we thought they would be in.
Wish I had like a time machine, go back and just slap
I
myself.
know.
Be like, hey,
Nuts.
the fuck you thinking?
All right. And now we get into the matchups. The teams are set. The matchups are ready. As I mentioned, our futures bet on the Flames is dead, which is actually your futures bet. That's the only one that I bought for you, remember?
Yep.
So that kind of sucks from Matt. I'm just kidding. The Flames were not mathematically eliminated until the 81st game of their season, though. So we're pretty close to getting it. All right. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to run through all of these matchups. Matt's going to pick which matchup he wants. And then he's going to pick which team he wants in the matchup. So basically the push-up challenge that we've been pushing on social media, we're switching it up a little bit. It's going to be based on how the whole series goes. And if it's a sweep, we're doing planks for 2 minutes. If it's 5 games, treadmill for 8 miles. If it's 6 games, 30 push-ups. And if it's 7 games, 10 pull-ups.
Yep,
so that's the challenge. We'll have it all broken down for you here.
Yeah, we try to do if we got sweeped, that's the more fucked you get, you know.
Yeah.
But if it goes 7 games, it gets a little bit like, all right, yeah, you picked a team that wins. 7.
And we're picking all 8 of these series, so this is going to stockpile pretty easily here. We're going to have a lot of shit to do.
Oh yeah.
But I'll leave it to you first. You're going to pick the first series that you want and which team you want to win and how many games.
Let's pick Boston, Florida.
I knew it. Yep. You're taking Florida. Sounds good. How many games?
That's not what I said at all. I'm taking Boston. And
the games you don't have to get right. It's just however many games it goes. You know, it's whoever gets it wrong. But we'll still pick the number of games.
The number of games. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say sweep.
All right. Boston in 4. All right. So I have to fade you. So I'm going to put the asterisk here. I have to go Florida.
Fucking imagine if Florida takes it.
I'll have to go Florida in 7 because that's the only way they would get it.
Yep.
But I'm going to give my actual pick 2. I'm going to take Boston in 5. All right. Now it's my turn to pick a series here. I'm going to go Vegas and Winnipeg. I'm going to go Vegas in 6 games.
That's going to be a fucking good series.
Yeah, I think the Knights are the Jets are a nice playoff team.
Yeah.
Like they play pretty well in the playoffs when push comes to shove.
I'm going to say Winnipeg in 6.
And is that your actual as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's see. Oh, this will be good. Toronto versus Tampa Bay. I gotta go with my Toronto.
I figured, yeah.
Yep.
That's good. All right. You're gonna go with Toronto. And how many are we taking?
That's gonna be 7.
7, huh?
Yeah.
Tampa's gonna push them to 7.
I think Tampa will push them to 7.
All right. So I have to take Tampa. How many say they'll get it done in 6?
feel like Toronto's always 7. Like, I feel like every time they're in the first round of the playoffs,
Dude,
like it's 7.
So let's touch on that real quick. Toronto, like, they have to get over the fucking hump this year, but, like, they get matched up against a team that goes deep every fucking year in the playoffs. Like, I don't think there was a good matchup for them to begin with, other than Florida, and you weren't getting that because you aren't taking the first seed
Right.
from, the best regular season team in NHL history.
Right.
That's just fucking crazy. Like, I feel so bad for them, honestly. They got Matt Murray out injured. Like, they're kind of fucked. They are kind of fucked.
Yeah, kind of fucked.
All right, next up.
Would have they been more fucked if Matt Murray was in net?
No, why? Just why? Why did they do this?
I don't know.
Crazy. All right, we got. Oh, dude, I want to take the New Jersey Rangers series so bad, but that's gonna be such a dogfight.
That reminds me of the whole Rangers Devils little rivalry that they had going on with Sean Avery and Marty Brodeur situation.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking Carolina over the New York Islanders.
Ooh. Yep.
And I'm taking them in 4 games.
Jesus.
See a sweep.
Jesus. All right, well, I'll have to pick the Islanders. And if they're going to do it, it's got to be 7 games.
7 games. And do you want an actual pick, too? Of, what you think is actually going to happen or no?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fucking Carolina in 4.
All right.
Actually, Sorokin, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't think of that. Fuck, Carolina in 4. That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen at
I
all.
could see it in 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah,
I'm not changing it, though. I already said it. You can change yours if you want to.
I'm going to say Carolina in 7.
7. Okay. All right, you got 4 to pick from. We're halfway through here.
I think Sorokin might be able to fucking pull something out of his ass. All right, Dallas versus Minnesota. I'm going to pick Dallas.
Good man.
Jason Robinson's going to fucking clean house in
Ottinger.
Minnesota. Yep, that too. He's got it all under his belt, playoff stuff. But Dallas versus Minnesota, and I think that's gonna go 6.
6. I have to take Minnesota. I have money on Minnesota. I'm gonna take Minnesota in 7.
Oof.
Their goaltending is gonna be a question mark for sure.
And,
Gustafsson and Fleury.
Question mark
man.
and a half.
Yeesh. Okay.
Yeesh.
We're getting down to the wire here.
Yep.
I think we have 2 dogfights in 1 clear matchup. So I'm going to take Colorado over Seattle. And I'm going to say 5 games.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to take Seattle, obviously. And that's going to go Colorado. Who's in net? Val Francouz is out. Who's in net for fucking... I'm drawing a blank here. Avalanche goalie. I'm gonna say fucking Seattle. Hold on, I'm drawing a blank here. So
they got in net for Colorado. We have Georgiev and Francouz.
Georgiev trying to really prove himself here. This game. I feel like it's gonna go 7.
Seattle in 7. Do you want an actual pick or no?
No, that's it.
All right.
And what's the last one we have?
We got you can pick either New Jersey in the Rangers matchup or Edmonton and LA.
Oh, okay, yep. Ooh. I kind of want you to do New Jersey, so I'll do Edmonton versus LA, and I'm gonna have LA take Edmonton. Bad choice on my end.
How many they gotten it in?
Oh man, trying to think. Who do they got? Oh, they got rid of fucking.
Well, Korpisalo's been really good for them since coming over.
Good. Edmonton's gonna fucking fly through them. I fucked up. I'll say LA in 7.
Dude, Edmonton is the hottest team going in the playoffs right now. I think they might honestly be 10-0-0, but they're definitely 9-0-1 at the very least.
I fucked this one up.
I'm taking them in 5. And then we got the Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. I got money on the Rangers, so guess what that means, baby?
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, the way that this all shook down, I got all three of my teams that I have money on are on my side. I got Vegas, Minnesota, and the Rangers. So the Rangers are going to get this one done in 7.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Devils in 7.
All right, and that's good for your actual pick? Cool. So there's only 2 that we really had to change. So I had to fade Matt with the Florida pick for the Boston series. I have Florida winning in 7, but I actually think Boston's going to win in 5. And Matt had to fade me on the Carolina pick. He has the Islanders winning in 7, but he's actually thinking Carolina in 7.
Fucking gorgeous.
And that's it. Did you want to break anything down for these series? I think the one I'm looking forward to the most is definitely the Devils and Rangers series.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. I feel like exactly. The Devils Rangers series I think is gonna be tight, and then you get to like, I'll just go down the list of what we have here. That Boston Florida one, I think it's so lean. From my perspective now, Boston's got it. Toronto Tampa Bay might be a weird one.
I think that'll be fun to watch because Toronto has so much on the line, so much like mentally going into this. And Tampa is just such a it's a David versus Goliath, but like it's not this season.
Yeah.
Just they have that Goliath, resume.
Right.
So
Colorado looks very different this season compared to what they've been. So I think this will be a weird matchup between Seattle. I think you see Colorado in the playoffs and you like Stanley Cup, but I think Seattle's gonna overtake Colorado here.
I think personally that they'll get through Seattle, but the next round is where they'll run into some issues.
They'll hurt.
I do think that like once you win a cup, everyone looks at you differently. Like now that Colorado has it, everyone looks at them kind of like Tampa Bay, where like the regular season doesn't matter. Once they get there, they'll fucking turn it on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But there's just too much that goes into it. Like I almost do say don't worry about the regular season. Like once the playoffs start and you've punched your ticket, anything can fucking happen.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think this season is looking different for Colorado.
Yep, 100%. The only two series that just flopped is the Boston Florida and the Edmonton LA.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Edmonton got hot at the right time, but if they hadn't and things were like status quo, if we were looking at this 10 games ago, I would have picked LA to win. Bless you. Do you think like without their 10-game streak that they've been on, like looking back, like do you think LA would win or do you think Edmonton would? God bless you.
It's a good question. What the moves that LA's done, because that Jonathan Quick trade helped both like the Knights
and the Kings,
the Kings at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and then like take away the Edmonton, but you also got the top goal scorers in the NHL on your fucking team, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid.
Yeah, but what has that done for you in the past? Like, it's not a proven commodity, I don't think. But the LA Kings are just like a gritty group of young kids at this point, I think, too.
But I think what's going to hurt Edmonton just in general is their goaltending. If they put Jack Campbell in net, I think
Stuart Skinner's kind of proven himself a little bit, but it's like, do you really put him in over Campbell?
Right.
Right.
I would. If I was the
right out of the gates, game 1.
Right out of the gates. Yeah. If I was Edmonton Oilers, Stuart Skinner's going right in the fucking net. He's starting. I would not trust Jack Campbell.
I can't wait, dude. I wish this was starting tonight. I don't want to wait for the weekend.
That's the problem. We don't know like who the tandem is, like who the goalie is. So just like it's hard to base. But yeah, if Stuart Skinner's in net for Edmonton, they're gonna do fucking real well. I can't see Jack Campbell doing well in the playoffs.
Know what's nice about these matchups too? There's not one series that I don't give a fuck about. Like I think I like every series that we have.
The same, yeah.
Like there's some that I like more than others, but there's not one that I'm like, oh, that's gonna be boring. That's gonna suck to watch.
No,
like,
there's not
even
one.
Dallas, Minnesota. That's probably the closest one to it, but I think that's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, all these matchups are gonna be fucking great. Like I'm definitely fucking hyped about all of them.
I think this is gonna be a good year for the NHL.
I think some of these two are going to start like new rivalries. I think the Rangers Devils
that's
series,
going to spark
I think
again.
that's going to spark it again. I think something's going to happen where just like that rivalry is going to fucking shoot the fuck up again.
Yeah.
Like I really do think it's going to happen.
Dallas, Minnesota. I think I could see that. Vegas, Winnipeg.
Toronto, Tampa Bay. I think Patrick Maroon is going to do his Patrick Maroon thing.
Corey Perry.
It was really Corey Perry's way through Toronto there. But again, like this is going to be a test for Toronto. So just like not only would Patrick Maroon test these guys, but it'll be a test. It'll be a test for guys like Austin Matthews and fucking Mitch Marner and just the whole organization to like really get through this and push through to the second round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Vegas Golden Knights is another one where Winnipeg Jets, Connor Hellebuck's up there. He's had like great his stats. I'm sure if you look it up for like playoff stats for Connor Hellebuck, he's up there.
Steps it up to the
he's
next
up there
level.
just in general with like regular season. So no issue at all knowing he's in net. But it's the Vegas Golden Knights where you're just like, who's in net, Logan Thompson, or is it going to be Jonathan Quick?
Yeah,
I
think it has to be. But Minnesota is where I question it. Do you think it has to be Fleury there? Because I don't. I think it could be Gustafsson taking that.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Do you think that Jonathan Quick should be the starter in Vegas?
I would like to see him as a starter in Vegas. You would think to put the goalie, or at least a player in who's had veteran experience, who has had experience.
And right when he came over, they went on a hot streak too. I think they were like 10-2 when he came over. So yeah.
Oh, got me thinking. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be shocked if they threw Logan Thompson in there. I definitely see.
Yeah, wouldn't it be Laurent Brossoit over him?
Yeah, it'd be Laurent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right.
Which is nuts because Logan Thompson was like on pace to win rookie of the year, like right before the All-Star break, like about to head into it was when.
And then all of a sudden everything kind of switched like really fucking quick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, Matty Beniers, I think, has run away with it in Seattle. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year.
Oh my god, yeah. Damn it! Now we gotta wait till this starts up.
I know. Now I'm all excited for it, and we gotta wait all weekend long. All right, you all good with playoffs?
Yep.
All right, we got all our matchups in. We got our contest set. We got our punishments ready to roll. That's stacking up pretty nice. So we'll see what happens.
Are you done with push-ups, by the way?
Yeah, I'm all done with them.
All right, good. I'm done.
What do you mean? Like done? Like you caught up? And
I'm
like
caught up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But we also haven't done it in a few days either.
Yeah, you just stopped doing them, so I was like, okay. Like, Matt, it's your turn to pick. Do 20 for not picking. Do 20 for not picking. And I was like, okay.
I've just been busy and had those days where just like I'm in bed, like getting ready for like a 3-hour nap to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I'll just like lay there like, fuck, I didn't do it again. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
All right. Ready for the NCAA?
Yeah.
Frozen Four finals. We'll wrap this one up. We talked about it last week on Friday because we recorded, and then the episode dropped Monday, but the finals game was Saturday, so kind of weird for you guys. But Quinnipiac took down Minnesota 3-2 in overtime. This game was fucking incredible. Quinnipiac was down 2-1 in the third with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. The head coach, Rand Pecknold, pulls their goalie and tied the game, forcing overtime. Fucking insane.
Right.
Quinnipiac ran a set play off of the opening faceoff in overtime and scored in 10 seconds to win the title. This story is just incredible. So this Rand Pecknold guy is fucking awesome. Like, he did a great interview on Spit and Chicklets if you have time to listen to that. Like, just an incredible guy to listen to. Like, just a wealth of knowledge. But this was their first. This was the first overtime championship game since 2011, and this was Quinnipiac's first championship in school history. Rand Pecknold had been the head coach there for 29 years and single-handedly built the program from the ground up. He turned the whole school into a D1 hockey team. And Quinnipiac player Skylar Brindamore, we're going to circle back to Rod here, was able to celebrate with his father, head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore, and he was able to make it to the game after coaching against the Sabres and flying down to Tampa Bay in the same day.
That's awesome.
I thought that was so cool to see, Brindamore make it down there. Mm-hmm. The celebration was fucking so sick. Kid threw his stick into the crowd, like by accident, I think, just like from fucking going nuts. A Michigan fan actually wound up with it and like tweeted back at him that he had it, and like the whole team was like dogpiled at center ice. It was so sick.
I wasn't able to watch it, but my phone blew up with you messaging me.
Yeah, dude. I was watching live. This was sick.
And I asked him, like, hey, what's the score? And you're like, Minnesota's up 2-1. I'm like, ha, bitch. Like, I got you. And then all of a sudden, like, it just blew up with, like, 5 texts. Be like, they just tied it up. I'm like, fuck.
Dude, the whole third, Quinnipiac was all over them. Like, just so much zone time, puck management. Like, Minnesota could barely clear the puck out and get a line change. It was like, I knew it was going to happen, dude. It was cool. I didn't know if it was going to happen in overtime, but I knew that, like, there was going to be a chance.
It's wild how quick that happened in overtime, too.
Yeah,
like,
10 seconds.
Like,
the opening draw was sick, too. He won it right back to his right D. The right D broke it up the right wing, and, like, just the left wing was there, like, making, showing pass to me or whatever, and then the dude broke in, scored a sick goal, 5-hole. Fucking awesome. So sick.
It was sick.
And after going to the Frozen Four semifinals last year, like, I was so invested in this. Like, it was fucking awesome to watch.
That's an awful way to lose, too.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, I do feel for the Minnesota kids because I believe they've been to 3 championships in the past 10 years, and they haven't. I don't think they got one yet. like
Oh,
in those
shit,
last
really?
10 years, yeah. But they've had a really good program there for a long time.
But fucking hats off to this Quinnipiac. I can never say these guys right. Quinnipiac.
Yeah,
Right?
Quinnipiac's sick. It's a great campus too.
Mm-hmm. So hats off
But
to
yeah,
these guys.
if you guys do have time, I highly suggest you listen to that Spit and Chicklets interview. Even you, like, it's just fucking. He's really cool to sit down and talk to. They do have a timestamp, so you can jump right to the interview. You don't have to listen to the other shit
the
if you
other
don't
stuff,
want to.
yeah.
You know.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah, so good on these guys. And what they signing? There's a goalie. Fuck, I didn't put it down in my notes, but they're at the point now with these guys where just like they're signing. They signed one of their goalies, Quinnipiac's goalies. Fuck. No, I'm just gonna look.
I do know that the Curry College D3 team goalie signed for the Washington Capitals. One of my coworkers is a big Capitals fan.
What?
Imagine that, like a D3 guy
D3?
getting signed to the Caps. That's fucking sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said Curry?
Yeah, Curry College, right up the street. I forget his name though. That's bad on my part.
I went to. I didn't realize Canton Ice House was Curry's new rink.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was Milton rink.
yeah.
I feel like I was there for years and like that was like their spot. Now all of a sudden I went to Canton
Huh.
Ice House. I was like, the fuck, like this is like your spot
Yeah.
now.
That's tough. That's
Yeah,
kind of a
right.
hike for them. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm like, oof, it's a bit of a exactly, bit of a hike, but
Right.
that's awesome. D3.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, right?
Yeah. All right, so done with hockey talk, and this is kind of the part of the show where we kind of sway into different sports here.
Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking excited. My golf league's starting up in like 3 weeks, May 2nd. I can't wait to get it going. It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna slam mad beers.
That's all that matters.
But the Masters, did you get to watch any of it or no?
oh yeah,
I was not watching live, but I was using the app. The app's really cool.
Oh, yeah?
That was nice.
Easter Sunday, all my uncles were over, so we were just watching it.
Oh, nice.
Raheem, was that his name?
John Rahm.
Fucking watching him, like, holy shit,
Mm.
is this guy unbelievable? Like, he was crushing it. I was like, wow, good for this dude. I felt we're gonna be talking about him in a bit, but poor Tiger in his situation.
So Tiger Woods had to withdraw before wrapping up his final round on Sunday. This was nuts. He was kind of limping around during the practice rounds and during match play, like visibly. You could see that he was in pain.
Yeah.
And sadly, the weather Sunday was aggravating his plantar fasciitis, making it just like basically impossible for him to walk. And I just think like they got to make some kind of exception, some kind of rule where he can get a cart. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how do they not do that for a guy that's meant this much to the game, to the
Right.
sport? You know,
Mhm.
playing fucking 36 holes. No, sorry. 72 holes
Yeah.
in 4 days. Like,
4
that's
days.
fucking nuts.
That's a lot. That's a lot of walking. That's a lot of
Crazy.
like a lot on him. If who's the big fucking dude? He's always like smoking a cigar, drinking. I was telling
Oh,
you,
John Daly?
John Daly.
No, Jesus Christ.
No, you're right. It's John Daly.
Yeah, it is. Is it?
Yeah, it's John Daly.
Okay.
You nailed it. If
I
John
thought I
Daly,
butchered that.
if John Daly can get away with whatever the fuck he wants, I feel like
Yeah, no
he
shit.
should. You know.
No shit.
But yeah, it was kind of a rough look. Someone recorded him
Yeah, walking.
kind of walking. He was like, oh god, like just not looking good. So kind of sucks for Tiger here. It might be time to hang him up.
Yeah, I think he's going to call it soon. God,
But it's
sucks.
all right because the sun's fucking right there, right next to him.
Yeah, right?
Anyway,
No
so
shit.
he'll be next year. He'll be in the Masters, ready to go.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to John Rahm, your 2023 Masters champion.
Mhm.
Just like a massive collapse by Koepka. He was in the lead by a few strokes, I think, going into Sunday, and then he had a +3 match and a +3 round. John Rahm came in with a -3 and just stole it from him, you know?
Yep.
The other big storyline from this, though, was how slow Patrick Cantlay's pace of play was. This was fucking nuts. He was basically asked about it shortly after the Masters and didn't have much of an answer until a couple days later. And he basically just said, "Oh yeah, the people in front of me were slow, so like I was getting held up too." But then someone posted footage of him like lining up on the tee box and just not even like a practice swing, but just like shuffling and like resetting for like 30 to 45 seconds.
God,
like
yeah.
that's a long time on the tee box.
Even I gave the Brooks Koepka like just
Eye roll.
I was like, oh god, like, this is worse than DeChambeau.
There was a good picture of like I want to say it was like 4 or 6 golfers like just waiting like in the woods like fucking holding their head like what are you doing? Hurry up.
Right, Jesus.
Like that's the worst thing, to be stuck behind someone that's slow. But like to be that good at the game and still be slow and not understand that you need to pick it the fuck up, like nuts, right?
There's little practice swings and there's figuring shit out, but that takes upwards of 10 seconds,
Yeah.
probably max.
I get it because like, you know, high stakes, high pressure, you're one of the best in the world and you want to get it right when you do take the swing, but like
right.
can't be doing that.
Can't
be
be
doing that.
Can't be doing that. But the Masters was fun as shit to watch, especially when you get your uncles just watching it. But I kept watching Raw. I'm like, damn, like fuck, he was so goddamn good. I can't believe. One thing I took away from that too is like how beautiful
that course is, dude.
Course was.
It's incredible.
I was like, wow,
yeah,
holy shit! Like the effort, like the money that goes into this must be unbelievable.
Did you hear how much they make there though on merch alone?
I'm sure fucking thousands, hundreds of thousands.
They sell $1 million of merch an hour. They make $10 million a day, and they have it set up like I was talking to a couple of my coworkers that ended up going one time. They have it set up so that you basically go into the place and you buy your shit, and they give you like a big trash bag, but there's like a UPS sticker that they slap on it, and when you're done checking out, you literally like put it on the truck and it fucking ships to you.
What?
Yeah, they have it like fucking down to a science because they get people in, out, go, done, get the fuck out of here,
shit.
Buy your shit and go. But that's how they sell fucking $1 million worth of merch. It's also because a t-shirt's goddamn $60, but
fuck
just to have the logo on it.
Fuck that.
But then you see the aftermarket on eBay is even worse. Because the only place you can buy it is there.
Mm-hmm.
So then on eBay, it's like fucking, here you go.
I saw, I was looking at golf shirts like last summer, and like there was like this nice Callaway one. I'm like, oh, how much is this? It was like $95.
That's insane.
No, I'm not buying this shit for that. I'm gonna go to TJ Maxx, get
the Izod,
the exact same shirt that's for some reason marked down to $15, and I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that's what I did. You know what I found funny too from the masses. So you can't run on the course.
Yeah. So everyone's speed walking. It was so goofy looking, wasn't it?
It was so weird.
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 people that just like open the gates and like they're all just like getting ready. They want to run to get like their seat, but they're just like slow speed.
A buddy of mine told me too. Like if you bring a chair and you put it down and you put like your little business card in the back of it that says like your name, people will sit in it while you're not there. But when you come back, you be like, oh, that's my chair, and they like just polite that they get up like that's your chair. You know
really?
I mean? And they like no one can move it. You know what I mean? Like that's you placed your chair. This is where you're gonna sit and watch from now on. You know, like you're good. Yeah. Huh. Cool. Dude, the tree falling down was fucking crazy too.
That was fucking insane, dude.
That was nuts.
I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, I don't think that was the Masters then, right? But
no,
that was fucking insane.
It was something else, but I was like, wow, that came close.
And the fact that it didn't hit anyone, dude, that was nuts. I forgot we talked about that.
If you were to sit somewhere, where would you sit?
I don't know the course that well.
Would you move around?
No. So I like if you're there, you're there. Even if it's just for one day, I would pick like one hole and have a good seat for it and watch every guy go through. Yeah. So you get to see everyone hit it once, you know?
Would it be like the 18th hole?
No, I mean, that's probably going to be jammed up. And it's not necessarily where everyone's finishing their round either. You know what I mean? Because everyone starts on a different hole and they all flow in behind each other. So I don't know. It depends on like which hole looks the coolest, I think, and which one looks the most challenging.
Yeah. I wish if I could find a spot, it'd be that kid that talked to Phil.
Yeah, that was funny.
He's like, Phil, what do you say? He goes, what would you do here? And he goes, well, if I could hit my 6 iron 230 yards, I'd take it. He goes, all right, let's do it. And then Phil was great. He's just like, you want to be my caddy later on?
Yeah.
Fucking cool as shit. I think that's where like the kids have like the best times. I've seen some kids get like just putters and like drivers like from like drive like, hey kid, just fucking take it, you know, an $800 driver. Here you go.
And they just go through the rest of the fucking round with no driver because like you're not allowed to add clubs to your bag.
Don't need it, buddy. But that was cool as shit. One thing we didn't do that I want to do before we sign off here is I want to thank you for the first time, Corona Premier for sponsoring the podcast. I have been putting these down.
I bet.
I have been putting these down. It's
nice. I was having maybe a couple of these today at Crossing Nines up at Granite Links.
Okay.
Quite phenomenal. 2.6 carbs.
Granite Links. You practicing already?
Yeah, I wish. I didn't bring my clubs.
Oh God. I got the putter today. You had like a little putter thing. And I was looking at my golf clubs. I'm like, oh, it's around that time. I actually totally forgot
that you left it here. I thought it was a spare one. That's why I didn't mention it.
A lefty spare one?
Yeah. Oh, they just had an extra putter. I mean, I have extra putters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like the one I use like the most. Like there's another one that I have that's like real shit. So I was looking at my stuff and I was like, I can't wait to get back out there. Yeah. It's gonna be a weird week. Weird week in Boston just in general. It shot the fuck up from like 40 degrees Tuesday.
Here's your weather report, everyone.
Yeah.
Matt loves the weather.
It's fucking insane.
It's his favorite.
It's like 40 degrees like Tuesday, which is like one of my favorites. And then like Wednesday, Thursday, just straight to like 90-degree weather. Just brutal.
How was the humidity?
It was up there.
Was there % chance of rain, you remember?
No,
10,
it's going to rain Sunday, though.
Can we get like a green screen going so Matt can be like, right over here in Lower Dorchester?
It's going to be, it's going to rain.
We got a pocket of fog.
I just thought it was
6 a.m.
crazy.
tomorrow morning.
Because I'm leaving my house at 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and at that time it's cold, so I got a jacket on. And then by 10 o'clock in the morning, it's like 90 degrees. I'm like, oh, but I don't want to carry this shit around, so I just sit there in the heat.
I'm kind of the same way, like all year round, because like I'm going from whatever it is outside into a store that's heated or temperature controlled, and then into a cooler that's ice cold.
Yeah.
And then back out, and then back out again. So it's like I'm always like I kind of always just have a pullover with me at all times, and like I can be in the cooler with it on and take it off.
I was telling that to a coworker of mine where when we were working at Stop and Shop, those guys in like the frozen foods dairy department would get sick all the fucking time because you would go into the cold freezer and then come back out to 90-degree weather and it would just fuck with you.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked not a lot of people are sick right now.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that's it. Playoffs, baby.
Cheers to the playoffs.
I thought I had this open. I guess not. Cheers, baby.
Cheers, buddy.
Oh yeah. That's what.
Let's go Bruins.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I want them to win the cup this year.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect like. What am I trying to say?
They kind of need to. They kind of need to win the cup with how many points they have.
Oh, yeah.
135 points they just finished the season with.
Can you imagine them like a quick first round exit by the Florida Panthers?
Oh, dude, no. I gotta go. Signing off. That's too much.
All right. Well, you want to call us out?
Thanks everyone for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.